Hello. Hello, everyone. Hold on a sec. Hello. 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 Welcome. 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 Put a light on over here. Let's see how this works. A little bit of light coming in over here. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to Lewis Schaffer Uncooked. I'm ready. Just swap Sean for Lewis and then six. Good to see you, Joodles. Hello, Andy is here. Six Badges is here. Chris Murray. I swear, if you all like the video platform, if we like the video, the platform, we'd give this gent. Yeah, like it, Chris Murray. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming back. Um, Andy is here. Welcome to the show. We've had a very contentious. I mean, maybe it's me. It's me. I'm getting argumentative. Maybe I'm having a breakdown. Could I be having a breakdown? You okay? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Joodles. Thank you, Joodles. Um, okay, now you can hear me. Good to see you. We've got the new camera. It's a bit closer. It's a bit closer, but it's here. I can look over there. Maybe I don't know how this looks. I should have looked at the other show to see how it looks. Bonsoir, I can't believe the drama. I can't believe I've left the drama. Well, there's been drama here. There's been me screaming, me getting upset. There's been every single day we're having a fight. I'm having a fight with everybody. I'm having a fight. I'm not agreeing with people. I'm having a fight. Hey, Lewis, you wonderful man. I don't know if you could call me a wonderful man. I'm not as bad as people. Maybe I am not. Maybe I am bad. Maybe I am wonderful. Maybe I am. Maybe I should. I should be. I should. I don't know. Am I wonderful? You are wonderful, Andy, for saying this. Andy says that you like you adore Joodles, as I do too. Remember, we had a fight over the footy, and we're not going to have a fight over that. Great to be Streaky Bacon is great to be here. You ain't bad a guy at all, Lewis. I don't know if you can say that. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what. I don't feel like I'm a great guy. I feel like I've got, this whole. I mean, we're not going to discuss it anymore, but it's getting in my head. It's getting in my head. I'm not going to say what's getting in my head. We don't need to discuss it. Thank you, Andy. I'm a top bloke. Was one out, Streaky. Never listen to a word I say. Was one out. Okay. 9. You're great. 9. I'm going to try not to get into a fight. I've been like really anxious. I've been absolutely anxious. I'm going with Leo to the advance thing tomorrow. I don't want to go. I don't even know why I'm going. I shouldn't be political because I'm not a citizen here. I'm not a citizen. And so maybe it's none of my business to be political. I'm too political here. Too political on this. Also, I don't think I look good. This is the other thing that's so disconcerting. I don't think I look particularly good. Joodles, you ain't no chopped liver babes. No, what am I, chopped liver? You're not chopped liver. Hiya, Lewis. Elite Elixir is here. He's here. You can see me and you can hear me. I mean, I didn't even check to see if it was working when I turned the thing on, even though I know I got to turn the microphone on. I got to make sure the camera's running. I've got to make sure the live chat is on. I've got to switch it to full screen. These are things I should be checking on. Shabbat Shalom, Andrew is saying to Andy. Aunt Rubes is the only one older than me. How old are you, Andy? Am I older than you? I'm 68. This is like old time. This is angry old white guys. That's what I am. I'm an old angry white guy. How you're not almost 91. No one is almost 91. No one who's 91 has the internet connection. Shalom. Everybody is saying shalom. This is going to be like an old Jewish show soon. We're not going to make it that. We're not going to make it that. I had a call from my friend Doug in New York. He's got a house here. He's got a house here. He's concerned. He's concerned for the country. And he asks every single time he speaks to me, he asks me, why aren't the English people? I'm a very Gentile Jewish man. Well, I think most Jews try to be as Gentile as possible. You know, if you use the word Gentile, is that calling somebody inside? Oh, he's a Gentile. That's what Goyim is. I'm 91. Just add just another 23 years away. That means Six Badges is the same age as me. Is the same age. Do you feel old, Six Badges? I'm 68. I'm going to be 69 in 2 months. In 2 months. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Shrieky Bacon, he's a gentle giant. Not a Gentile, a gentle. I knew a girl named Gentile. 69 on 69. 69 on 69. No, 69. No. What does that mean, Paul Yoward? I'm kind of 30 years old. Before I was 21 and 88. Oh, you may. This is a thing. I can't do it anymore. I'm not as. Something's happened to me. I'm angrier than I used to be. I think I may be going through early dementia or something. Well, not even early. I mean, 68 is not that. Is not that young. I'm S at maths. Ruben says. I went out. I went shopping. I bought some beef, some roast. Bought some brisket, some roast. I bought some lamb with a bone in it. I don't even know what it's called. Laugh out loud, early dementia. It's not that early. 68 is like, you'd say, well, it's kind of normal, possibly. But I went into Peckham. I went to Morrison's and Little. I'm learning Yiddish as I cannot speak the true it is not the true language, Yiddish. It's not an ancient language. It's an old language, but it's not an ancient language. It's not an ancient language. The Jews will come up with more and more languages. I'll be 58 years old. The world is madding. That's why we are mad at it. It is annoying, says Paul Yoward. It is really annoying. I'm like really, really angry. I did an IQ test yesterday and scored 127. Well, that's brilliant. That's quite high. Lewis, you managed to understand many conversations at once in this chat. You are still pretty sharp. Maybe that's what's keeping me sharp, basically. But I went and I bought lamb. I bought a whole chicken. I bought and maybe it's not a good quality chicken, but I bought a whole chicken. Hebrew is the old language. Yiddish is a hybrid. That's right. It's a hybrid of German and Hebrew. And not only just Germany, there's Yiddish, like Russian Yiddish. Russian. The average IQ of the U.S. is 98. First of all, what it's not. What is it? You're saying in Britain it's 99, so we're smarter. In theory, the average IQ should be 100, but they're saying in some of these places that the IQ is 59. You can't believe that. I'm sorry. I mean, Joodles will come in and have an opinion, but you can't believe that what the IQ is. What kind of questions is this? When was the first IQ test? The IQ was developed by the U.S. Army, I think, to help them decide whether someone could learn enough to fire a weapon to kill somebody, their enemy. The average IQ of Iran is 107, so I'm saying Iran is smarter. I think the stuff you can, there's lots of there. I don't know how to explain it. You can lie it. No, you have seen those scam tests. Average is set at 100 by definition. Exactly, Paul Yoward. So if everyone takes the test and it comes out at 98, something is wrong. Is that what you mean, Paul? But the average is 100, and 127 is high. It's a bell curve too. My IQ is around 133, says Andy. And that's what they say. The Congo is 70. But what language are they being tested in? Is the test in the language there? I'm electronic and software monster. You could be. You could be. It looks like the U.S. is below average then. Well, that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that Americans are getting stupider. We're not getting stupider. We're just getting less conversant in taking these tests. No, the U.S. Army developed the IQ to see who was retarded and therefore unteachable, so a liability and not able to be in the Army. That's what I just said. Didn't I just say that, Paul? That's what I meant. They wanted to see who could be in the Army. That's what I think I said. Who could be in the Army to kill people, to kill the enemy. To kill the enemy. Well, it's not in Japanese. What, in Congo? It's tricky. Anyway, everything can be reduced to a graph. Yeah, and graphs are really interesting. And generally speaking, men like graphs and women don't. And I put the words generally speaking because the last time I just said men like graphs, people got mad at me. Britain's IQ is falling also, like U.S., many reasons, immigration being one, schools also being, but it shouldn't be affected by schools, but it could be that. Streaky Bacon. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Let's hit the like button. I have an IQ test next Saturday. I may share the result. I've had every single test, but I have not taken an IQ test. I'm afraid to. My mother said that my IQ wasn't as good as my sister's. That's what she said to me. Congo compared to the U.S. will be 70, but local test will have Congo set at 100. Exactly right. That's exactly right. LSD also invented by the U.S. Army. Just saying, says Andrew Rubin. Had some fabulous times on LSD. I mean, LSD is, I saw a chart. I'm not recommending, we're not recommending any of this. Lewis needs us. We need Lewis more. I'd like to believe that you need me. I need you. I mean, maybe that's what's wrong about this. I basically destroyed my credibility as an internationally famous film and stage star, TV pundit, comedian, last recently seen on GB News. IQ tester is a scam. I can teach you how to have a high score. It doesn't mean anything. 6 badges. Okay. I tend to agree with that. There are people who practice taking tests. All those people who go to good schools, they just practice test taking. And then they do really bad. They do really well. I need you, Lewis. You are my fix. Well, I can feel that. And you're my fix, too. I can feel that. And I'm having my moments of severe anger and irrationality in these things. But I think I'm getting better at this. I think. I don't know what this is, but I think it's better. Your phrasing was more positive. The retard way of looking at it is more about excluding the people who can't even be trained to clean latrines properly. Yes, okay. Yeah, I was saying it in a nicer way. Latrine, no. Lewis, I was chatting to Big Ball Cox, and he said you were the best. We had a lot of good times together. And I'm not easy to work with, as you can tell. I'm not easy to work with. Look at what's gone on here over the last few days. Me screaming at you. I think I've been screaming. I was screaming at you, screaming at Joodles, who I'm quite fond of. There we go. I'm proud to have attained 135, sham and no sham. Yeah, it's a good score. Even when angry and irrational, you have a charisma, Streaky Bacon says, and a style, Lewis. Well, I do appreciate that, and I appreciate the love and appreciation, Streaky Bacon, you have given to me. Now, Maria says this: you have calmed down from. I haven't calmed down. It's just an. Do I have women rage? I have women rage. But I also have women love, and women love that. They love. I'm a passionate man. A lot of women love that, and a lot of women know they're no good. We all adore Joodles. Yes, we do adore Joodles. She's up for a fight, though. That's what somebody said to me today. She's sounds like she's up for a fight. She likes a fight. My parents sent me to schools that prioritize IQ tests. They bought me books that show how to improve your IQ score. I could score highly in tests. It's a scam, yeah. Well, I mean, the tests are not a scam. What is a scam is being told that they're not a scam. I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? 6 badges is the tests. They have some meaning, but you have to know how to read the test. 136 F sake, says Elixir. I did an IQ for a recruiting agent, and it was scored with a minus for a wrong answer. I passed despite some B, Tatch, wanting the window shut on the hottest day of the year. You passed. Well, is there a pass? It's got, above a certain point. Was in a Masonite on the Moss side of the blues party, where everyone around me were werewolves or skeletons. Great days. I don't know what that means. Was in a Masonite. What's in a Masonite? On the Moss side. What's a blues part? I don't know. Cellaire is here. Will that be your opening line in the comedy club? International star, recently seen on GB News. Yes. People need to know that I'm an internationally famous TV celebrity, supporting artist. They need to know that, don't they? Don't they need to know that? I think you need to know that. I greatly dislike fighting, Lewis, and you know that. I mean, no, I don't think I'm not 100% sure of that. You do like a good fight. I'm saying that in a nice way. I'm afraid you're going to be yelling at me for saying that. I know you don't. You say you don't like a fight. First of all, you come from a fighting country. It's in your blood up there in Northern Ireland. You all probably know vampires are real. Okay, what is Andy saying? Write one thing. You're writing too much. As all martial law, Judith is a trained martial artist. That's what she says, and I can believe her. I can believe her, and that and a teacher, a martial arts teacher, that they avoid fighting. Maybe that's why they practice fighting. But you think about fighting a lot. Oh, I'm lying. How did I not remember? Yeah, you see that's a fight. Those are fighting words. I said I don't believe you, and you go. And you think I'm accusing you of lying. I don't think you're lying. I just think you're wrong. But those are fighting words, Joodles. The only thing Joodles cannot fight is their admiration of me. Is that true, Joodles? That you can't fight your admiration of Streaky Bacon? IQ correlates with actual intellect more than anything. The shame it was discredited by Sir Cyril Burt. How is it discredited? I don't know if it's that way. Warmelian is here. Hello, Warmelian. I'm starstruck every Uncooked show. I join in on after speaking to Joodles, and then Lewis grounds me. You should be starstruck. She's a star. Joodles is a star. And then maybe that's why she doesn't like when I question her. IQ has nothing to do with intellect. No. What does it have to do with? I don't know what it has to do with, but I think the thing that correlates with success is what correlates with success? Being in school the longest, having rich parents, having successful parents. I don't know. I don't believe you. This is what I don't believe you. How can you say I don't believe you? Ever mean that? I'm not saying you're a liar. Joodles. Are you speaking to Joodles about this, Mr. Cuff? I don't believe you. How can saying I don't believe you ever mean that I'm not saying you're a liar? I don't know what you mean by that. Hi. Do you think Storm will resign over the Epstein gate? No, I don't think he will. I don't think he will. He's been paid to do a job. He's going to stay as long as possible. The next election is in 2 years. And we'd have 2 years to hate Angela Rayner, basically. You talk some shite, Lewis, honestly. I won't let him ground you anymore, Warmellian. How am I grounding you? How am I grounding anybody? So Cyril Burt was the 11 plus guy. He made up lots of his data as well as research assistant who did not exist. IQ has everything to do with intellect. Okay, so he was a guy, he did some papers. What is 11 plus guy? What does that mean, 11 plus? First, you need to define success. Yeah, well, what is success? Like, let's say you're given a job. Are you going to stay in the job? Or are you going to F off from the job? That's the good question. If you don't believe someone, Lewis, you're calling them a liar. It's not that difficult to work out. No, that's not what it means, Mr. Cuff. You can believe that you don't like fighting, but you're fighting all the time. That doesn't make her a liar. She believes it. I'm not fighting. I am not getting upset. That's not a lie. Because, you know what I mean? It's just my personality. Exactly, Lewis. He has been paid to do a job and will hang on like a tick. Yeah. No, I've done a lot of research into IQ 6 badges, and you are talking shite. Oh, we're going to have an argument over this. Success is achieving your goals. If your goal is to live under a bridge and you achieve it, you're a success, Rusty Brown says. You don't need 15 houses and a Lambo to be a success. That's a sentence that I agree with. Success is achieving your goals, says Rusty Brown. But, yeah. But let's say they're looking for someone who's going to stay in a job for a long time or be successful in a job for a long time. May not be your idea of success, but it's their idea of success. For my many years, I find losers hate people like me. Okay. Cuffy, I'll tell you what he's going to say. She believes it. She says she doesn't like fighting. I respect that that's what you believe. Yes, I'm going to say it. You believe it. But you fight with me and you get upset with me. And you say, I'm not going to get upset, so you hang up. But that doesn't mean you're not upset. Intellect is not necessarily correlated with success. A very high IQ person is susceptible to depression, etc., attitude that does not appeal to normies. Yes, that's not success. There are tons of people who have a very reasonably low IQ. And they're, like me in comedy, my IQ is not that high, but I don't think they noticed it for a while. And now they're beginning to notice it. No one wants to jump into fire with labor leadership until after the May elections. It would be political suicide to do so. Yeah, the elections are not that far away. What are the elections in May? Are they mostly council elections? They're council elections, obviously. They're not the main elections. That's not what you asked. You said you didn't. Did I say I don't believe you? Did I say that? Or I apologize for saying that. There you go, word for word. No, that's not. She's always fighting with me. Now she says she doesn't like fighting, but she tends to fight with me. She tends to fight. I'm not talking shite, says Paul. Yeah, where I studied psychology as a minor. That is fallacious argument. What is that called? Authority syndrome? I don't know what that's called. And I've done a lot of my readings on this. Your talking shite statement does not indicate a strong argument. Well, you saying you studied psychology, that's not an argument. Okay, Lewis, you're very famous. And did you know Rodney Dangerfield? No, I never did. I worked in his comedy club, Dangerfield's comedy club, for a little bit. Like I've said before, I admire how you never let evidence interfere with your opinions. Well, opinions come from evidence, and evidence comes from opinions. So, I know. I've been thinking about Joodles because she's like getting madder and madder at me lately, and it's a bit. I mean, I like a good argument from a pretty girl. Um, correction someone. Okay, elite. She's practicing self-defense against you, Lewis. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's getting me angry. It's the appeal to authority. That's right. Appeal to authority. Thank you, Warmelian. That's what it is. It's appeal to authority by saying, I have a degree in psychology. I mean, Paul Yoward, you can defend yourself and say that's not appeal to authority. Spoiler alert, says Jules. I don't get upset or angry with you anymore. Not for a long time, because I already know what's coming. I'm eye rolling. But then you zoom away. You don't pay attention to me. But you presume my emotion based on yours. I'm totally, totally calm. Um, yeah, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. It feels like that. It feels like you're angry at me. Evidence comes from Lieutenant Colombo, says Andy. I'm not arguing with authority from authority. I'm saying I have studied the subject. Okay. And I would listen to you if you say you hadn't studied the subject. I don't believe in people who study the subject. All those people who study cholesterol and they were wrong, who've studied blood sugar and they're wrong. Whatever. It's not the best form of argument. What are your thoughts on Gen Z saying, I enjoy going to gigs where all they did is watch other people perform? A gig is a job. A band goes to a gig. You go to a concert. Oh, you're saying, Rusty Brown, that they changed the name, that they're using a gig, right? Is right. A performer has a gig. Right, it's work. I never thought about that, but if that's what they're saying, it's a bit wrong. It's not. It hasn't annoyed me yet, but I'll have to think about it. I like an argument from a pretty girl. This is why you are so funny. Well, don't we like an argument from a pretty girl? Don't we like a girl who puts up? I got to be careful with what I say. I'm not saying it like that, but who puts up a fight? Who has personality? Who has brains? Who has an argument? I did my degree in the days when actual learning was involved. In Liverpool, we went right back to the Greek philosophy on a zoology course. Well, that's nice of you, but it can't win an argument. It can't win an argument, Andy. Yes, Lou. Yes, this is what Andrew says. Yes, Lewis is so dictate predictable these days. Predictable. Okay. Yes. And speaking of Columbo, Lewis, your accent is similar to his. It's probably similar. He probably came from the same place. I don't know. Where did he come from? Somebody Google where he came from. Peter Falk. Where was he born? Lewis, I don't think you can handle an intelligent lady. Um, Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. I don't know. How do you know? How do you know, Maria? I can't. But I'm not saying whether I can or can't handle them. What I'm saying is I like a smart girl who's got an opinion, who has something interesting and different to say. But I also like women who don't have an opinion, Maria. But I can't. Or my wife was a boss lady. You would have made a great Nicky Santori in the film Goodfellas. I forget what his part was. Gig means one night stand and applies to a performance in both meanings. Basically, and Mr. Cuff is agreeing with Maria. How can you agree with Maria? Does anybody like a smart girl? Are smart girls as attractive as not smart girls? It takes a smart girl to be attractive. More Melian, yes, and easier on the eye than a man for sure. Yeah. Absolutely, Lewis, says Warmelian. A fiery vixen who'll give you as good as she get. That's some green flags for the bedroom. Um, it can be, but also men like a quiet life. I like a quiet life. Andrew Rubin says New York. Is that where he come from? Okay, Peter Falk. Peter Falk comes from New York. Well, that's like my accent. Peter Falk is such a good actor that there's a question of a glass eye in acting as a genuine eye that is acting as a glass eye. That's a funny joke, Paul. Is his glass eye acting? He's such a good actor. He was a great actor. He was. My mother loved him and loved that program. You know, what's that? Columbo. It was amazing. It was amazing. It came on when I was about 13 years old. I like a dirty girl. Okay. I turned for Susie Dent. Who is Susie Dent? I don't know who she is. Should I look at a picture of who Susie Dent is? I'll look at it for a picture of who Susie Dent is. She's a lexicographer. I don't like it that she's wearing glasses. But let's see some images. She's 61 years old. Countdown. Oh, she was on Countdown. Why do people wear glasses? Say no to glasses. Yeah, she's pretty. Oh, she's sick. She's 61. She's a writer and actress. The Richardsons. She looks great for 61. That's what we've got to look good like that. I know all these people. I've worked with her. I've worked with him. I've worked with her. I've worked with, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. What does he has? Oh, this is, what's his name? I'm doing a banana. There you go. I know these people. And they probably know me. Maybe they even like me. I'm not sure. She's no Rachel Riley. Who is Rachel Riley? Remember what? What is it bad that I check to see what this person looks like? Columbo is a bit calming. The scenario is always a horrible wealthy guy who the pigeon, literally, trans Columbo, harasses until he breaks. The only suspect from the get-go. Yeah, it wasn't a who done it. It was this guy done it and how I proved that he done it. Men tend to settle where they have peace. A woman can any man can get essentially any man she wants. Well, that's the way it used to be. It's not quite as easy as you think it is nowadays for women. If the home is quiet, clean, and a sandwich, I stand by. I support equality, but equality doesn't get you a husband. Yeah, you could say that to be true. You could say that. You could say that. You could say that. Who is Susie? Yeah, she's great. She's great. Rachel was the new. Okay, Rachel Riley, she was a Countdown beauty. I didn't watch as many TV shows as I should have when I first moved here. I was busy. Lewis, you are a know-it-all. Yes, period. I doubt you can even live with a woman for a week before you argue about something stupid like eating bread. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. It's always, and I used to get really, really angry. You can see my anger. Can't you see my anger in this show? Can't you see it? The truth comes out eventually. 300. How many shows have we done? How many shows? We did 234 days, and my anger came out. My anger plus 83. I guess this is the 83rd show. 83rd night stream. Yes, you are right. I'm going to argue with you. But you know what I mean? But then I've stopped arguing. 83 plus 234 equals equals 317. 317 shows. That's a lot of shows. Lewis, 127 IQ is in the 97th percentile of populations, which means very high IQ. Yes, I said that is amazing. That is amazing. Who said they had 127 IQ? My IQ is not that high. Andrew Rubin is laughing at Jules. Don't be silly, Rube. He lost it to carbs. What did I lose to carbs? Lewis, the the man don't give an F about women's bread opinions. I do. I care a lot about women's opinions. I actually think that they are, and it's only lately that I realize, they're too dangerous to treat lightly. That they're too dangerous. I used to have always watched Countdown after school, Rusty Brown said. I would rush home to watch it, and then Ready, Steady, Cook, then The Weakest Link, then have my tea or dinner, then play video games, then bed. No internet. Life was simple. You are 47 years old. I cheated on my IQ test, so maybe 133, says Andy. Okay, 133. 212 is pretty good. That's a New York IQ. How old are you, Rusty Brown? It's actually best not to live with a partner if you want to keep romantic and you want to keep the longevity. The fact is, some of the best relationships that keep the bedroom alive sleep in separate rooms. Yes, probably that is true. The problem is people in the past used to have to live together, so divorce wasn't an option. But now they don't have to live together, so you are probably right. Warmelian. Who said that? Warmelian. Brilliant thought. I'm trying to live alone. I've got my flat here. I've got my 2 boys. I'm happy. Okay, Lewis. What era was the dinosaurs, Lewis? Says John Van Dam. The Jurassic period. Ha ha. Do you believe in dinosaurs? I'm not sure. What do you mean, do I believe in them? Were there creatures that were bigger than we have here? Probably, yeah. I mean, do they look the way they're supposed to look? We don't know. They just put them together. I'm 30 years old. You're 30 years old. You're so young, Rusty. You're one of the youngest people here. Internet was around, but my dad was cheap, so he didn't even have a microwave. Maybe your dad didn't have enough money, like Lewis Schaffer. Maybe that's what it's all about. I mean, it's possible maybe the dinosaurs lived only a few thousand years ago, Velikovsky. I found a 20-pound note on the street earlier. That's a victory for Mr. Steve McCuff. And thought to myself, what would Jesus do? So I turned it into wine. Yeah, drink it away. That's quite good. That's very, very funny. What would you? Is that an old joke, Mr. Cuff? It's a good joke. You're living in a dream, Lewis. You have 2 healthy boys. Be thankful for what you've got. Thank you, Andrew Rubin. I am thankful. I'm thankful for my boys. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. Is it a dream? I'm not so sure. Like you, Lewis, we were dirt poor, but we evolved. Yeah, I grew up. I felt we were poor. Woody Allen lived across Central Park from his partner, not his wife, Mia Farrow, and kept it fresh to actually marry her adopted daughter. Yes. My joke about Woody Allen is Woody Allen's quote is that 90% of success is just showing up. And the other 10% is not banging your wife's kids. Okay. That's true. He lived across the park. The last IQ test I took, they tried to get me to pay £1 to get results. I declined. Nothing wrong with my IQ. Yeah. Only £1, though. That's like nothing. Jesus would have turned over the tables of the moneylenders, says Andy. MC Scott, top joke that, Mr. Cuff. Recoiling my vape, so heard, not read. Haha. Okay. Maybe the dinosaurs were smaller, where their bones absorbed moisture from, and the soul making their bones big. The soil making their bones bigger. Probably not, because I don't know. Good point. Paul Yoward. What did Paul say that was good? That he lived across. Yeah, he was a bad man. He was a really bad man. Who told me he was a bad man? I've said this before. Rose told me that he was a bad man. He came into her house and he had sex with with her daughter. With that was bad. Hey, Lewis, what was the best item you found in your travels? And have you ever found something you needed, like manifested it? My son wanted me to get a new garbage bin container, and I found one on the street, and it's like huge and perfect. It's exactly the right size. It could not be any better. Don't you ever do accumulator bets, Joodles? You should risk a few quid. They're pretty good accumulator bets. Yeah. Dinosaurs were effing huge. Yeah, they were huge, but lots of animals were super huge back in the day. They've gotten smaller and smaller. That's my issue with IQ tests. I spend about 30 minutes doing them, then they ask me for money. Yeah. Yeah, well, probably if you Google a list, free IQ test, they'll give you a list of IQ tests, won't they? I think they will. I'm not giving money to a website to tell me I'm stupid. That's why maybe I haven't done one. Is is it the redheads that are bad? Says Paul Yoward. No, I think all women are the same. They're not all the same. But why are redheads bad? Because they're Scottish girls, basically. Barbantia sells bins that are more expensive than my first car. Well, I found one in the street. This one was quite expensive. It didn't quite work. I had to press. It doesn't work. It should press and then open, but it doesn't. It doesn't do that. But it's basically perfect. Blue whale is the largest animal that ever was because it's been in water. Who knows how long it's taken for these animals to develop? They're saying billions of years. I don't believe it. Yankee is the best bet. 6 times doubles, 3 triples, and an accumulator. I don't think I could survive an accumulator bet. I think the pressure is just so great. If I win this, if I win this, if I win this, if I win this, oh shit, I haven't won that. I have no idea what that means. Oh, Rubes, you're talking to Andrew. Yankee is the best bet. What is a Yankee? What is a Yankee? Have you found robbing your neighbors doesn't count? John Van Dam. I did not rob my neighbors. I did not rob my neighbors. Hold on a second. Did I miss something? Did I jump way ahead? I think I missed something. I'm skipping a few things here. My aim is to come back as a sperm whale. Failing that, as whale sperm. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Thank you, Paul Yoward. He's 58 years old. Happy birthday. It was Russ's birthday today. Or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. It was other people's birthday. Was it Kermit's birthday today? Was it Kermit's birthday? Huge sperm. Maybe. You think or was it lots of little sperm? Technically, gingers are a race, as it affects every cell in their body, giving them very light skin, freckles, green eyes, but they pass as white. Interesting. Well, they're a race, but they're not a species. Kermit is the enforcer. That's interesting. That is pretty interesting. Blue whale is bigger than any dinosaur. Yeah, but it's floating around in the water, so you can be bigger that way. You could be bigger. That's one of the theories of why the dinosaur was so big, was because there was water around that raised their buoyancy. Have you heard that, Paul Yoward? 1986 Edinburgh bet on Iron Mike got 50 quid. Iron Mike. Who is Iron Mike? What kind of bet is that? Have you considered using a calendar, Lewis, and write down what people's birthdays are and stuff like I care? I wish at the time I think I should do that, but I don't care. I don't care. Sperm whale facials, Lewis, is a thing. Well, what happens if they roll over? Next thing you know, you're under them. Drag Queen Storytime Knott's inquest was this week. Dog semen contributed to his death, despite him knowing he was allergic. I don't think I could produce enough vomit to rid myself of knowing that. But yet, Joodles, you tell us this. This is the thing about Joodles, and obviously, Joodles and I have some kind of thing going on here. But I don't understand what you're getting at. At one point, she says, "This is a horrible thing to know, but let me tell you. Let me tell you." The ginger redhead I was referring to was Woody Allen. Yes, the redhead gene comes from the Neanderthals who had larger brains, so are not the schmucks as depicted. Interesting. Interesting. I did not know that. We are learning so much. I never understood why sharks don't age. You see dead ones, but never old ones. Do they have regeneration abilities? If so, don't tell Jeff Bezos. Well, regeneration is a good question. Why don't we have regeneration? The one found by the bins seller, was it? So who is this guy? How the fuck does anyone know that they are allergic to? Yes, and how do they know they're allergic to dog cum? I mean, it's gross. Oh, that's real. That is proper gross. I'm busy with the vacuum pump, adding 3 or 4 inches to my hobby. Okay, let's try to be nice. Let's try to be nice. Ginger people have higher pain thresholds also. And they probably can handle cold weather, and they probably need less vitamin D. Those, from the sun, they need less sun, probably. The famous one who topped himself tested for dog semen. Oh, sorry. The famous one who topped himself was Birkenhead. I don't know what that story is. You're welcome, Streaky, said Joodles. Do we need to set up an NHS campaign to get all the blokes tested for dog semen allergies? It's interesting. That's a joke. I think you're making a joke. Wait, how does one even get into that scenario, Joodles? Joodles, come up the stairs. Okay, come on, Andy. Let's not be sleazy here. Greenland sharks, some are older than Shakespeare, are blind as they neglect their eyes. They don't get cancer and effectively live forever. Well, maybe why don't they get cancer? Because they're on a low-carb diet. They're eating animals. Rubes, I have A-level math, and you lost me. I don't know what we're doing. Greenland sharks live forever. That's an interesting subject. I mean, I'd like to find out more about that. Or maybe we'll just find out how we're not capable of living forever. And it's a touchy subject because Peter Attia was all into that. I met a man, this is Joodles talking. I met a man walking his dog, Maria. And when the man tried to shoo the dog away, Drag Queen Storytime said, "No, let him join in. I'm not even making this up." He met a man walking his dog, Maria. Oh, you're talking to Maria. And when the man tried to he met a man walking his dog. And when the man tried to shoo the dog away, because the dog was making love to the man, to the first man, Drag Queen Storytime said, "No, let him join in. I'm not even making it up." So he was having sex with it. So there are 3 men there. It's hard to understand it. Just check my stock. And I, Donnie, have any Wilson stuff. So I must obtain stuff. Maybe why Trump wants Greenland. He wants to have his 15th term as POTUS to live forever. Yeah. Okay. Is there no creature on earth that has ever rivaled the size of the blue whale? says Wormelian. The largest creature estimated to even come close was the Argentinosaurus, which was only still half the weight. Can I put 20 pounds on a good time? It sounds like Mr. Cuff has made a joke, and it's a good joke. Sounds like a Shaggy Dog story. And you should put a laughing thing because it's very funny. When Irish people first arrived in the U.S., they would have their skulls and their noses mentioned and could legally be turned down for a job for being Irish. This part of U.S. history is never talked about. Well, people actually believed in that. What is that called? Phrenology? What is that called where you measure people's brain sizes? Chris Murray says, yes, there is an August. That is 30. There is a August that is 30 kilometers across. There is an August. What do you mean by that? Untrue. There is a beast from the book of Revelations. Giant redwood trees are larger and heavier than a blue whale. Yeah, and then there are those trees that grow in like Colorado, which like there are thousands of trees and they're all the exact same trees. They've just got different things coming up. I don't know what we're talking about. Darren Mayer Moore was his name, Cardiff. Darren Mayer Moore. Who is Cardiff? Did I miss who Cardiff is? Did I miss something here? Maria says, so let me get this straight. A man died because a dog ejaculated on him and he was allergic. Or is that just how he found out he was allergic? I'm going to show it off on Discord, Lewis. I'll go look on Discord. Okay? The origin of whales is thought to be lineage of an animal that was a predatory antelope called the Pacus. Okay. Did he open his mouth? Did he eat it like that? That's how Divine died. Didn't Divine die by eating dog poop? That's what I heard. And he already knew he was allergic. I still don't understand the story. What is the guy's name? Hi, folks, Fontaine. I am back from work. I'm pleased to report that it started to feel much better than earlier. Yeah, you could. That's happened to me where I felt like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And then it all got better. It all got better. Trees are not animals, though. A fungal clone in Australia that's the size of a U.S. state and so dwarfs the redwoods, but it is not an animal. How do you know what that's thinking? Okay, let me go check this guy's name. I'm going to check this guy's name. Can you guys try not to write as much because I'm not going to be able to read it? Okay, let's look at here. Can you hear me, everybody? Can you hear me? A police investigation into the sudden death of Darrell Hayden Mayer Moore in Cardiff City Center is concluded. Okay, we've got. I've been sent a link. Let me read the link. I mean, it's a really sad way to die. Every young man dying is sad. Every young man dying. The last can you see this, people? Can you see this? Okay. The last man known to have seen drag queen alive describes sexual encounter in a lane. It's the inquest into the death of this guy. Here he's a picture of him. The last man known to have seen drag queen Darren die before his dead body is found under cardboard in Cardiff Lane has given evidence in the inquest. The man, who cannot be named for legal reasons, described a sordid sexual encounter, invited his pet dog, said Mr. Moore was asleep when he left. I think this sounds like a murder case. It sounds like a murder case. Okay, we're going to see what this says. Was found. He performed at venues. CCTV footage and witnesses' statements have shown evidence of Mr. Moore entering the lane with a man who cannot be named due to a reporting restriction. The man gave evidence in Pontypridd court the second day. He claimed that he was invited by Mr. Moore to go down the lane with him, where he said the drag queen performed a sex act on him. The man alleged his dog then became involved and tried to have intercourse with Mr. Moore, who told the man to allow this to happen. He said Mayor Moore went to sleep when this finished. The man said he went to get cardboard from a bin, which he put over him to keep him warm. I don't believe this thing. Did you know, Darren, before 2023 said I did not? This is quite scary. Do you believe this thing? Do you believe this thing? He replied, I was partly just to enjoy myself and partly to walk my dog, and the reason I was late was because I had a nap earlier in the day, which I didn't mean to. The night started later than expected. The coroner said, were you looking for any form of sexual assignation with anyone? He said, I wasn't expecting that. Asked how he came across Mr. Mayor Moore. He said, my route walking took me through Queen Street. I saw Darren alone, and I approached him and spoke to him. I believe he said to me, do you want to have some fun? The coroner asked, did you respond to him? And the man said, I did. I don't recall saying anything in particular, but he invited me to walk up the lane and walk in front. He asked me why he followed him up the lane. He replied, I guess because I thought it would be fun to enjoy company with him. And I felt I was being offered, company. Because it was tempting to go and have some fun? The coroner asked him what sort of fun he thought he was going to have, and he responded, a kind of playful time, maybe sexual time, not necessarily. It all happened so fast. Did you offer him any money for performing any sexual act? No, I did not. But I did not exchange money, offer money, and none was offered. It wasn't mentioned. Okay? Did Darren appear to be in distress at any point? Not at that time. He was further asked if Mr. Mayor Moore had suffered any injury when he first saw him, at which he replied he was not aware of anything. Am I reading this too much? What do you think about this? I notice he didn't give the... It's not dog, it's dog. Move on. No, don't tell me. No. He probably ate curry and chips from the takeaway thing. Did you read this, Jules? What do you make of this? What do you make of this? There was a great play in Radio 4 one time about the perfect murder. Left the body like an autoerotic situation, knowing their mother would find them and alter the crime scene on Radio 4. What does Jules make of this? He was a convicted pedo. They're not going to miss him one iota, but maybe he was murdered. Was he murdered? Was he murdered? That's the question that I have. Here's a guy who said, my dog, I went with my dog. I had sex with the guy. The guy did something with my dog and died of that. I think it could have been poisoned or something. No one told him two is fun down in. No one told him two is fun down an alley. Three is an autoerotic situation with a dog. Well, okay. There must be something wrong with the Welsh women if men prefer sheep and now dogs to them. I don't care if he was. The autopsy found dog semen in him. Okay. Interesting. Yes. Okay. So let's say that's true. Did you feel it could be suspect? Do you think maybe it could be that the situation sounds suspect? Too much of a good thing could be construed as murder. A lot of men, and you know this for a fact, Joodles, men are very dangerous, can be very dangerous. Can be very dangerous. I'm saying this gay guy, you say he's a pedo, but he's a pedo, was murdered possibly. Maybe he was forced it. Who knows? I'm just saying it's a bit suspect. Obsessively played to the glitch bike. Yeah, a series of dark plays. Another audiophile who got a perfect Deutsche Grammophon recording obsessively played the glitch of a guy coughing, worked out seat, and killed him. Okay, Paul Yoward. Is Jed's here? Cockapoo. Welcome back, Jeds. Okay. Okay. Do any of you think that there could be murder involved? Not just the idea that the guy was swallowing the dog semen, okay? But that the guy who had the dog killed him. Being so disgusted with his human being. Oh my God, you're willing to swallow dog semen. You don't deserve to live. As much as I have Epstein, there is zero proof that he was a pedo himself. I would like to be referring to a drug deal as an addict. It would be like referring to a drug dealer as an addict. Could be that, yeah. I mean, did he have sex with underage girls? You know, or maybe he was just using the promise of underage women to get these men entrapped in his blackmail schemes. These plays are in the telling enough to be painstakingly obsessive listening to record. BBC used to be amazing, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think we've had a good time. Anybody else want to add something to this? Anybody want to add something at all? We're going to end a bit early. You miss about where he already knew he was allergic to dog spunk. Yeah, you said that, but maybe he's famous around town as the guy who's allergic to dog spunk. Bestiality is pretty bad, Paul says. It's always the R word. If you think about it, yeah, probably. There was no autopsy that concluded what actually killed him, Lewis. Was there no? There was. I guess that's what Judah says. It was a murder. There would have been strangle marks or stab marks, etc. Okay, so maybe it wasn't a murder, but that's the kind of thing that happens. You know, where people go, you know, they don't want to admit that they're gay or whatever. They don't want to admit that this guy is a total creepo. Lewis, thank you for being here, my lovely New Yorker. Thank you, Andy. How would anyone know that, Lewis? Well, yeah, whenever I read these things, I'm always thinking, could it be somebody else? Can we believe the newspapers? Can we believe the whatchamacallits, the coroners? Can we automatically believe them? I don't know if we can. Everybody, let's take a guess. We're gonna say goodbye. I gotta wake up early tomorrow, so I can't stay up too late. But thank you, Joodles. Joodles is disgusted by it, but she's got us all involved in this. All involved. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm going to read the people who have been in this chat. Jedster is 18. Alex is 17. Keith Bexley is 16. Maria, good participation, is 15. I love you. I love you. I love you. Paul Yower is 14. Chris Murray at 13. Scott Elite Elixir is 12. Six Badges is 11. Warmelian is 10. Vatanai is 9. Mr. Cuff is 8. Cellaire, thank you, Cellaire, is 7. Rusty Brown, I'm with you, Rusty. Number 6, John Van Dam, same thing. I'm with you. And there's a big Jewish star for Andrew Rubin. Streaky Bacon is 3. Andy is 2. And number 1 is Joodles. So there we go. Joodles, Joodles, Joodles. And let's go back here. Are you putting your numbers in? And we have 1, 33, 19. Okay. Let me go back to here and let's see. Let's see what the okay. Okay. Okay, keep on going, keep on guessing. Okay, no one has guessed it right yet, so just keep on guessing. Kermit's not here. He thinks maybe I'm mad at him. I'm not mad at him. Or maybe he doesn't think I'm mad at him. But keep on guessing. Whoever comes up with the first one will win. Whoever comes up with it will win. I'm watching all the names. 28, 20, 37, 256. 11. Keep on going. Keep on going. I haven't seen the correct answer. I haven't seen it. When I see the correct answer. When I see the correct answer. I still haven't seen the correct answer. How do you miss it? 26. The Jedster wins. The Jedster wins. I'm in love with you, Chris. I will see you tomorrow at probably around 6. I'll probably see you probably around 6, unless I get back early, but probably around 6. Templar, thank you for coming in. Thank you, Jedster. Thank you, Chris Murray. Thank you, John Allen. Thank you, everybody, for coming, whether you come late or not. We will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, probably. Okay, if you're free. I love you. I love you. I love you. Best show ever. Really good show. Am I too close? Does my face look horrible? Does my face look horrible?